Never mind Hearn versus Jordan. It's all kicking off in here. Eubank Sr. versus Jordan is alive and well. And it's happening right in front of my very eyes this Thursday lunchtime. Chris Eubank Sr. is in studio with Simon and myself. And as usual, it is very lively. We're talking about Conor Benn's return to the ring this weekend. Not here, but in the US. But of course, the talk still goes on. Are we ever going to see Conor Benn fight Chris's son, Chris Eubank Jr.? Eddie Hearn spoke on that on Drive.
I like Chris Eubank Jr., but like he's the one person you cannot have a sensible conversation with. Like there is a fight there. Forget just what the fight looks like now. The history of the fight, the families, the feud. Like it's the biggest rivalry in British boxing. It's going to pay Chris Eubank Jr. 2, probably 3 times more than any fight that's even out there for him to consider. He's fighting a guy that's 2 divisions lighter than him. Yet still, you can't have the conversation to say, come on, let's be sensible here. Let's make the biggest fight in British boxing right now.
Eddie Hearn, and you heard it, Chris, still wants to make this fight between Conor Benn and your son, Chris Eubank Jr. Not your nephew, Harlem, but Chris Eubank Jr.
And you know, this young man who I put into the position in which he sits at Matchroom, I put him in that position. He couldn't be there if it wasn't for me and his dad's working together in the 90s. He just said, you know, it's a fight that can be made because, you know, it's Conor going up to from 147 to 160. Okay, Junior would have to come down from 187 now, and he tried to boil him down to 157. Let me tell you something. The point of fact is, you're running amok. Matchroom, you're running amok and your licenses are in jeopardy. Okay, be very careful. I don't mind you giving me another year of profile, because I mean now I don't even hear Matchroom calling him Junior. They call him Chris Eubank, and I'm like, not only have they introduced me to a new generation of youngsters, but they're not even calling Junior's name. They say Chris Eubank.
You're telling us it will never happen, this fight? It will never happen. Chris Eubank Jr. will not fight Conor Benn.
I told you this a year before October the 8th.
Right.
2022.
I know, you spoke to us about it. I remember it.
Okay. So you may say, well, oh, that was a bit of a fluke. Okay, so let's try again. You know what I say to Matchroom? Go ahead, try again. Keep on building my name and keep on digging yourself into the pit that you're digging yourself into.
There's a fight fan asking me to ask you. Ask Chris Eubank Sr. this lunchtime, how's his relationship nowadays with Chris Eubank Jr.? Is it repaired?
He's my son. I will love him all the days of my life. But as any parent would know, the child says, no, I want to come this way. And the dad says, no, son, you got to come this way. And the son says, no, this is the way I want to do it. And the dad says, no, son, I can't let you do that because I love you. And you don't know what you're doing. And that tug of war is the beautiful thing about life and relationships within the family, because we're all going through it. The only thing is this, or dads are always right, especially when they're righteous, especially when they are coherent, especially when they are experienced, especially when they've won 19 world championship wins, especially when they've lost 5 world championship fights, especially when they've almost lost their life in the ring. I know what I'm talking about, not from my ego, but from my experience. And I say, please, sons, listen to your dads. You don't think they know, but they know. They know the cycles of life. And they know about people who are snakes. They're only looking for money at your expense. Now, son, you want to do it your way, and so you say, well, okay, I don't care what the weight is. I mean, for that money, I'll get down to that weight. Yes. And you don't know that you're putting your life on the line to get down to that weight and fight a Conor Benn, who has no interest in money. Hold on. He has the interest in actually giving his father some type of respite from the embarrassing loss he had with me in 1990. And he will never be able to live that down. He said he hates me. That goes around and around and around. You can't come back from that. The only lesson you can learn from that, Conor, is that you don't say things which will not age well. That fight does not happen, especially as Junior is walking around now at 187.
So as you say to us this lunchtime, Chris, you want Conor Benn in an ideal world to fight your nephew, Harlem Eubank. Do you want that to happen?
Look at the talent of Harlem. Look at his talent. You know, he's gonna fight a man over the weekend who is, as I say, they dug him up. No, let me take that back.
Come on.
They're matching him with a fighter who is, there's no risk with Dobson.
With Dobson, okay.
So it seems.
Yeah.
But you see what they've done with Conor, they're sending him up and they're bringing him down. They've got him like a seesaw. And this destroys a fighter's career.
So are you going to speak to Eddie Hearn in Matchroom about making this fight between Conor
I only speak to the daddies.
And your nephew?
If I'm going to speak, I only speak to the daddies. Because I don't mess around with you know, do you remember this time he says that I lost my pen? This is for the GGG fight. Mm-hmm. You think I really said I was going to do something and then I backed out? You think I bottled anything? I don't deal in lies. Rudyard Kipling, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and don't be tired of waiting, or being lied about. I don't deal in lies.
So you won't deal with Eddie Hearn?
I deal with daddies, not people who are given a big cake and they're slicing it up any which way they want, having no regard for who's going to get the piece.
Okay, we've got 30 seconds left, Chris.
Yeah.
Aziz fights this weekend against Boatsi. It's a big fight, Josh Boatsi, against his best mate.
Let me, I guess, best mate. You talking about personalities and friendship? This is boxing.
Who do you think wins, Chris?
I can't even remember what question it was. I just have one more thing to say.
Go on.
Rastafari.
That's fantastic. That's very insightful.
Yes.
Who do you think is going to win the light heavyweight fight? Because you love your boxing, don't you? You know what these two fighters represent.
Who would you
pick?
I love boxing so much that it hurts me that I can't see the caliber of fighters that should be coming through that do not come through because you have people who have no understanding of what goes on in the four-cornered circle. They don't understand what fighters have to go through. They don't understand that weight kills you. They don't understand.
They just don't care.
They don't care. I care about it, which is why you hear this heat coming from me. It is an outrage.
Understood.
It is an outrage.
Understood.
And these guys, you know, who can I talk to? Susan Hearn. No, I know, but I have to say that.
Chris.
I have to say Susan because someone has to get through to these people. You know, do you know what running amok means?
Yes.
Explain it to me.
Causing mayhem and havoc without any care or respect for anybody else around you.
They're running
there you
amok.
go. He nailed it. Chris, we'll leave it at
and
that.
And these are promoters across the board.
Chris, we'll need to leave it at that. We're coming up to 1 o'clock.
I love all of them. Okay, let's all use the beacon that Queen Elizabeth II was, which is one of being a gentleman and women being ladies.
Okay, nicely put.
Rich.
Chris Eubank Sr., thank you so much.